Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB games scheduled for Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Put your baseball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily rundown best bet in Major League Baseball, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab of pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Tuesday in Major League Baseball. First up, we got the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Cleveland Guardians. We got Dustin May and Tanner Bybee as the starters. Now, both these starting pitchers have been, very inconsistent, really, in the last few starts. We saw May go 6 innings, a 1-run ball, 8 strikeouts in his last start, but give up 4 runs in just 5 innings of work in the previous outing. And the Dodgers are 1-3 in his last 4 games. While on the flip side, you got Tanner Bybee. Guardians are 3-2 in his last 5 starts. His last game, 7 scoreless innings with 8 strikeouts. Before that, he gave up 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 5 total runs, and 10 base hits. But that game was at Great American Ballpark, a very hitter-friendly park. And overall, Bybee in his last 5 starts has given up 2 runs or fewer in 4 of those 5. He's definitely been trending in the right direction after a not-so-great start to the season. I think Bybee can give the Guardians a quality start in this game, and I still trust this Guardians bullpen, despite that not as good start of the season, especially for a guy like Emmanuel Clase, as a lot of people expected. But I'm going to roll with the Guardians in this one on the money line at Progressive Field. Next up, we got the St. Louis Cardinals and the Baltimore Orioles. We got Andre Pallante and Tomoyuki Sugano as the starters. Now, I've been critical of Sugano's game this year because of the lack of strikeouts, and it's one thing to be a pitch-to-contact guy that doesn't miss a lot of bats, but Sugano's still given up 10 home runs this year, 3 of them in his last 2 games combined, which is a concern. The expected numbers aren't the sharpest, but I will say Sugano's gone 6+ innings in his last 4 games. 3 of those 4 were quality starts, and the Orioles are 2-1 in his last 3 games. I think Sugano is trending in the right direction. We've also started to see him mix in some more strikeouts and miss some more bats. So I do think Sugano, not a miserable option for the Orioles in this game. Maybe not my favorite starting pitching option, but up against Andre Pallante, who I was praising, was doing a lot better with his control and keeping the ball on the ground. Had a less than 50% ground ball rate in his last start with 4 walks to go with it. And the Tigers lost, 5-1. Tigers win that game, and Pallante gave up 3 runs in 5 2/3. So didn't love that outing from Pallante. I still believe in this Orioles lineup, especially against right-handed pitching. I think Sugano can be good enough, and I think the Orioles win this game. Give me Baltimore money line. Next up, we got the San Francisco Giants taking on the Detroit Tigers. Logan Webb and Jack Flaherty are the starters. Now, we've talked about how Flaherty's not been the best form as of late, and his ERA is above 4 on the season. It's a little bit better at Comerica Park, but the Tigers have lost the overwhelming majority of Flaherty's last 6-7 starts. They're 1-4 in his last 5 games, and that includes a loss in his last start. Now, he pitched well against the Guardians, 6 2/3, 3 runs, 8 strikeouts, but it was a 7-0 loss for Detroit. And the Tigers' offense in the last couple of weeks has not been as strong as it was in the first couple of weeks of the month of May. And when you look at Logan Webb, yes, he's been a lot better at Oracle Park, and his numbers on the road have been inconsistent over the years, but I still think he's a better option in this game by a large margin. I think Logan Webb bounces back from his tough outing against the Royals in that game at Oracle Park. It was back on May 21st. I still think Webb's one of the better pitchers in the National League. I like his chances in this one. Give me San Francisco on the money line on the road. Next up, we got the Atlanta Braves taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. We got Ranger Suarez and Spencer Strider as the starters. Now, this is obviously a big-time rivalry series in the National League East. Should be a good series, but I think Suarez and the Phillies take this one. I mean, Ranger Suarez's season debut was miserable. 7 runs given up in 3 2/3, but since then, 7 scoreless, 7 3-run innings, and 6 2/3 shutout ball in his last 3 starts. 5+ strikeouts in those games, keeping the ball on the ground. Only 1 home run given up this season, and 3 straight wins and run line covers for the Phillies in those matchups. And then you look at the Braves in the month of May, a sub-700 team OPS against lefties. Not the best numbers there. Spencer Strider, of course, when he's on his A game, is one of the best pitchers in the National League, but he's coming back from the injury. His first start back from injury was not great against the Nationals. 4 1/3 innings, 4 runs in a 5-3 loss. So it's tough for me to get there with the Braves in this one, and only his 3rd start of the season and 2nd start from injury. Give me the Phillies in this one on the money line. Next up, the Minnesota Twins taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Joe Ryan and Taj Bradley are the starters. I do think this is a lopsided pitching matchup in favor of the Twins. Joe Ryan's just been really special for Minnesota this year. Even in his last game where he didn't have his best stuff, he was able to give the Twins 5 innings and ended up being a Twins victory, 6-5 the final. And the Twins have won a lot of his starts as of late. They're 4-1 in his last 5 games. Taj Bradley's also been a winning machine for Tampa Bay as of late, and he's got good strikeout numbers. I think Bradley's got a lot of upside to his game, but the control, the walks, and the home runs have been an issue for Bradley throughout his career, but so far this year as well, giving up 4 home runs his last 4 starts combined. And I think the Twins right now, I like their lineup more against right-handed pitching, so I'm going to roll the Twins in this one. I also think they have a gigantic bullpen advantage. Give me Minnesota on the money line. Next up, we got the Chicago White Sox taking on the New York Mets. We got Shane Smith and Tyler McGill as the starters. McGill's gone 5 innings or less in his last 4 starts, and the control's been an issue for him. The Mets are 1-4 in his last 5 games, so even his start against the Red Sox last time out, where he goes 4 2/3, 1 run, 10 strikeouts, in those 4 2/3, he threw 85 pitches. So I worry about that control, especially against Shane Smith on the opposite side, who's been the best pitcher for Chicago. I think this is going to be more of a low-scoring game, and I do think the White Sox could find a run or two off of McGill early in this one to be able to cover the run line, if not win the game outright. I do think, though, that 1.5 runs is valuable because in a low-scoring game, I could see a 1-run Mets win, so I'd rather take those 1.5 runs with the White Sox at a decent price. Next up, we got the Boston Red Sox taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. We've got Aaron Civale for Milwaukee, but no official starter right now for Boston. Now, Aaron Civale in his career, and this has been the case since his rookie season basically, has had issues with the home run ball. He's got good strikeout numbers. The control's usually never an issue. Doesn't really walk a ton of guys, but the home runs have been a problem. We saw last year, even though it was a solid season with a mid-4s ERA, a 1.62 home runs per 9 is really steep for a starting pitcher. And now so far this year, that's up to above 5 because he's given up 4 home runs in his first 7 innings of the season. Only won his last game against the Pirates, but that's the Pittsburgh Pirates, and still 1 home run in 4 innings is not where you want to be. So for me, I struggle to get there with the Brewers in this game because their offense has been so inconsistent. The bullpen's been a little bit inconsistent as well this year. We know they had a miserable start to the season. It's gotten a little bit better as of late, but you look at the month of May, I mean, the Red Sox isolated power numbers are top 10 in baseball. They have the power and plenty of sluggers in this lineup to take Civale deep a few times. So I worry about that in this game. Until we see Civale do a better job in limiting that sharp contact, I got to fade him in this spot with the Red Sox on the money line. Next up, we got the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Kansas City Royals. We got Brady Singer returning to Kauffman Stadium, facing his former team in this one. No official starter right now for KC. Now, Singer has struggled in the month of May with an ERA just below 8, giving up 3 home runs and 10 walks in 18 1/3 innings. But I do think that this could be a good bounce-back spot for him. He pitched really well at Kauffman Stadium last year with a 3.3 ERA and a 235 opponent's batting average. And the weather right now, it's pretty early, but so far it looks pretty good for the pitchers in this one as it's a little bit colder and the wind is blowing in at Kauffman. So I think that this sets up to be a good bounce-back spot against your former team. I think the Royals have a good enough bullpen, and the Reds' offense has been so inconsistent to where we go under the total in this one between Cincinnati and Kansas City. Next up, we got the Rockies and the Cubs. We got German Marquez and Cade Horton as the starters. Now, when I looked at this series on paper, this was the matchup that I thought the Rockies had the best chance at competing in, not necessarily winning outright, but I do think they can cover the run line, whether you take 2.5 or 1.5 runs. Marquez has been a lot better as of late. You look at the numbers on paper on the season, 7.6 ERA is miserable, but he's given up 1 run in 2 of his last 3 starts against the Padres and the Phillies, and both of those games were at Coors Field, 7+ inning performances. So he's definitely improving. He hasn't given up a home run in 3 straight starts. I know the Cubs are a great lineup, and they should still be able to score on him for a few runs and add a couple on the Rockies bullpen, but Cade Horton's not been the strongest so far this season. Got a lot of upside to his game, but 14 1/3 innings, only 10 strikeouts is a concern for me. 13 base hits given up in his last 2 starts against the Marlins and White Sox, similar lineups to the Rockies. So I think the Rockies compete in this game. I think it's going to be a little bit more low scoring, but I'm going to roll with the Rockies plus the 1.5 or 2.5 runs at Wrigley Field. Next up, we got the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Texas Rangers. We got Nathan Eovaldi and Bowden Francis as the starters. Now, if the season ended today, I think, and it doesn't, obviously, we've still got a long way to go, but if it did, I think Eovaldi would be a finalist for American League Cy Young with the 4th best ERA in the league, #1 whip as .79, not giving up a lot of base runners. Strikeout numbers are around top 10 in baseball, well, over a strikeout per inning, and I just think that Eovaldi's really tough to go against in this spot. I know the Blue Jays, may have the better lineup overall compared to the Rangers this season, but Francis has not pitched well. This year he's been inconsistent. His last start only went 4 innings of work against the Padres, giving up 3 walks, a home run, and 2 runs. And he's given up 4 home runs his last 3 starts, 9 home runs his last 5 starts combined. I just can't get there. Even though the Rangers, like I mentioned, their offense, you never know what you're going to get from them this year. I think they score enough against Francis, and Evaldi can go 6-7 strong innings to win this game and cover that run line. Next up, we got the Athletics and the Astros. We got J.P. Sears and Hunter Brown as the starters. Definitely a strange outing for Brown in his last game, but it was at Steinbrenner Field, which we know it's been very hitter-friendly this year, and some pitchers have really struggled there with the home run ball. Brown gave up 3 home runs in that start in 5 innings, but before that was pitching, one of the best pitchers in the American League. I think that Brown bounces back, and J.P. Sears, as of late, he was pitching really well, but his last 2 starts giving up a lot of sharp contact, 5 home runs in his last 2 combined. I got to roll with the Astros in this one, laying the 1.5 runs on the run line. Next up, we got the Yankees and the Angels. We got Carlos Rodon and Tyler Anderson as the starters. Now, the Angels actually have really good power numbers against lefties in the month of May, but so do the New York Yankees. And I trust Carlos Rodon a lot more than I do Tyler Anderson, who we mentioned had big-time regression concerns, and we're starting to see that as of late. Now, the Angels lineup, like I mentioned, is red hot, and we've seen them score a lot of runs in the month of May, but that bullpen's still a big-time liability. I think Anderson's a liability to start this game. I got to roll with the Yankees in this one on the run line, money line, and run line on the road. Next up, we got the Miami Marlins taking on the San Diego Padres. We got Max Meyer and Stephen Kolek as the starters. I like the under in this game. Kolek's pitched well this season in his first 4 starts. Max Meyer's had a bounce-back outing against the Cubs in his last game. 6 innings, a 1-run ball for the quality start there at a pitcher-friendly ballpark. I love this Padres bullpen. I think the Marlins bullpen's also shown some improvements in the last couple of series. So give me the under in Marlins Padres. Next up, the Pittsburgh Pirates taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. We got Mike Burrows and Corbin Burnes as the starters. Corbin Burnes in great form right now. I know he took the loss in that last game against LA, but that's the Dodgers. Still was a quality start. I think now against this Pirates lineup, opposite Mike Burrows, Burnes can be more than good enough to win this game and cover the run line. Burrows in his season debut, 5 innings, 4 runs, 2 home runs, just wasn't very sharp in an 8-5 loss. I think the Diamondbacks win this game and cover that run line at Chase Field. Next up, the final game for Tuesday's card. It's the Nationals and the Mariners. We got Mitchell Parker for Washington, Logan Evans for Seattle. We mentioned last year Parker really struggled on the road, and so far this year, an ERA above 5 away from Nationals Park. He's given up 4+ runs in 4 of his last 5 starts. His xFIP is above 5 right now. I just don't love Parker in this matchup. I do think he's better than his current ERA, and his expected ERA is actually sub 4 right now. But against the Mariners team, it's been good against lefties in May. I know it's a pitcher-friendly ballpark, but we've actually seen some high-scoring games at T-Mobile Park this year. Logan Evans, he pitched really well in his Major League debut, but his last game against the White Sox, 4 earned runs, 3 home runs. I think the Nationals can score a few runs off him. I don't love this Nationals bullpen. I think the Mariners bullpen's a little bit overrated. Give me the over in Nationals Mariners. And that's it. Those are the games for Tuesday in baseball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium, and there is a link in the description. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.